football, you have to have an advantage to increase your chances to win. Some teams have superior talent. Some teams have superior scheme. The best teams have superior talent and scheme. All right? So I knew early on in my career I wasn't going to be at, the elite of the elite schools. I had to work my way up. I wasn't at Ohio State or Alabama. I had to be with a mentality that if I had average players, I had to find a way to win with them. All right? So, complex scheme. All right? Sometimes when people hear complex, they get scared. All right? But this is my saying. Complexity is nothing more than a bunch of simple things combined. All right? So what I tell our coaches, you have to find a simple way to teach it to the player, but we spend all these hours working on it. It has to be complex to us. All right? But it's like you take a big math number and you simplify it, it becomes a single digit. All right? So that's how we have to teach it to the players. It does need to be simple to the players, but for us, we're trying to get them to do complex things in a simple manner. All right? So I'm not afraid of complexity. It's all about how you teach it. All right? Here's our advantage on defense. Offense has 5 guys that have to block and 6 guys that can touch the football. Defense has 11 guys that can do whatever we want. All right, so what got me on this mindset was when I was growing up watching basketball. In basketball, they used to have a point guard, a shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and a center. Now they started saying like point forward and power center and all that type of stuff. And I started thinking on defense, we really don't have nothing that restricts us on what we can do. But like every defensive coach that I talked to, they would always put things where your linebackers have to do this and your DBs have to do that. And I'm like, why? So if we're not restricted, our advantage is that we have 11 guys that can do whatever we want, and we're just trying to deal with 6 guys that can touch the ball, and 5 of those guys have to block. All right, 7 guys have to be on the line of scrimmage, and we always say on defense, the 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, those are the worst athletes on the field. So what we're trying to do is find creative ways to get back to old school football, which anybody that's been a part of good football defensively, we win by outnumbering the offense. All right, but with the RPO game and the option game, that's kind of a problem now because it makes us play one-on-one football. But when you play one-on-one football, I was fortunate enough to play power forward football. I tell people all the time, I played against Adrian Peterson. And I tell people, I was a safety. And I tell people, if you put me one-on-one with Adrian Peterson 10 times, he's probably going to win about 8 or 9 of those. He's just a better player than me. All right, but when I was playing at Kansas State, I was still expected to get the job done. But as a coordinator, all right, I want to get more than one person to the football. All right, I don't want one-on-one situations because that's how we deal with great players. We try to outnumber the offense, right? But we still have to deal with RPO and option. All right, so what we do is we match personnel to allow us to play man-to-man and also adjust the formations advantageous to the defense. We are a beat blocks man-to-man team. All right, so what that means is we don't have gap responsibilities when we're playing football. We beat blocks. All right, and we play in multiple personnels. We play 3-4, we play 4-3, we play 4-2-5, we play 3-3-5, we play 4-1-6. We got like 4 other personnels, just like an offense, right? All right, we base out of a 3-4 defense. All right, we want to use multiple fronts and simulators to create one-on-one blocks for our front. All right, and we tell our D-line, when we create one-on-one blocks for you, we expect you to beat an offensive lineman one-on-one. Because the toughest thing to deal with in the run game is the combo blocks. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to prevent offenses from being able to like combo block our D-linemen. And we're trying to make it one-on-one blocks. All right, when we get one-on-one blocks, we expect our guys to win. All right, so the D-line job is to beat blocks and demand double teams. If they double team us, our linebackers don't have assigned gaps. They vice and they track the football. So that's how we're able to play into different personnel and blitz and do all the different things we do, because we always telling our guys just to track the football, because your gap may not be your gap. You tackle the guy with the football. All right, now we teach you different run schemes. So the way I teach run schemes, guys, there's 3 run schemes. There's man schemes, there's zone schemes, and there's gap schemes. All right, so a lot of my best friends on most coaching staffs I've been on was like O-line coaches. All right, and I had this O-line coach that said like some profound things to me. All right, like he said one thing to me, this is me being a defensive guy. He said, do you understand the difference between a double team in a man scheme and a double team and the gap scheme is just a gap scheme, they're working back. A man scheme, they're working up. And I said, oh, shit, I didn't know that. But then that just kind of got me thinking. And then the next thing he said, you gotta always have a way to deal with man schemes, zone schemes, and gap schemes. And then he talked about power and counter. And he said they're the same thing. Power is just to the side. Counter, they're coming from the backside. It's still the same number of guys that's coming across. And then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, we got 11 guys that can do whatever we want them to do. So what we can do is we can manipulate the math and we can gain the advantage by trying to outnumber the offense. So that's what I started to quest on, trying to understand different thought processes in defense, right? So our DBs, I tell our DBs this all the time, you're on scholarship to man up, the matchup, we believe that you should consistently win. So the trick to being a great man-to-man team is you put guys in man-to-man situations that they can win, all right? And we don't, if it's a matchup we don't think our guy can win, we won't play man, all right? But if it's a matchup we think we can win, we're going to play man on that guy, all right? So in our defense, our strong safety, which is called our box safety, everybody on our staff know what I mean when I say box safety, but our box safety only covers tight ends and running backs. Our free safety is like a corner, and our nickel is like a corner. Those guys cover receivers, all right? And we match up on personnel. Wherever our guy goes, we go, and we play our coverage. We can play man or we can play zone, all right? So we are a matchup man-to-man team. Some teams try to disguise into man. We make it known that we're a man-based team. So when we're playing man, it's pretty obvious that we're playing man, all right? But when we're playing zone, it's not so obvious. That's kind of like the whole goal, all right? So our 3-4 is 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and 4 defensive backs, all right? So here are a couple of clips. This is our base defense. So when we're in our base defense, we got a lot of different things we can do with it. We can play like a traditional Okie front where we play with a 0 and 2 4s, or we can play, this is the front that I played when I was in college. It's just the old Eagle front where you got a 9, a 5, and a shade on the backside, you got a 3 and you got a 5. But we can change the 4th rusher in this, all right? So it's a 3-4 philosophy, but we playing on edges. So, and we let our D linemen beat blocks. So what we tell our D linemen, when you got an open bubble to you, you got permission to beat that block. Because what I'm saying, what I tell our guys all the time, the onus of execution is on the offense. For an offensive play to work, all 5 offensive linemen have to block. The quarterback got to make the right read. The receivers got to run the right route. The quarterback's got to throw a good ball, and then he's got to catch the ball. For us to win, we just need a D lineman to get free or a corner to have great coverage, and we win the rep. So what I'm saying is if we got 11 guys that's playing aggressive football, and we create single blocks, because offenses are trying to make offense where it's one-on-one, so we got to make the one-on-one matchup where it's advantageous to us, not where it's advantageous to them. So we trying to let everybody have a chance to win one-on-one, and if 1 or 2 people can win, we can destroy the structure of the play. All right, that's the goal, all right? So on this clip, all right, so this is a gap scheme, obviously. So on the gap scheme, all right, these guys are working on the track with the DBs, and when this guy goes here, they just go fall back to the gaps, and these 2 guys are just tracking the football. You see how he's tracking to the football? And when the D lineman beat blocks, if a defensive lineman shows up in my gap, I have to move my feet to the new gap. So if a guy moves to my gap from the right, then I move to the right to the space. Because the thing that we're explaining to them, just like a kickoff team, when I played college football, we ran down on kickoff, everybody had to stay in lanes. But then somebody smart realized that if you just beat the block, and then the other guy just works off the other guy, you will actually have lanes, but you're playing more aggressive. So we play with that same mentality defensively. We basically work into space, and we tracking the football, and it gets us to the tackle. And now when they try to climb guys up, it allows our D linemen to beat blocks, because now we know that they're one-on-one, and then they could close the space. So that's kind of like the whole mentality of how we play the run. So again, letting these guys up front be aggressive. So this guy just cut the play off. This guy's a linebacker. He can fall back into this gap. With the linebacker, we're just trying to close the space. So this guy is going right to the quarterback, and these guys are trying to close the space, and these two guys are tracking the football. That's all our linebackers do, is they just track the football through space. So I always tell them to read the ball through a gap. So like this is closing up, this guy should fall back. And then he'll be in this space right here because these D linemen close this gap. All right, so we don't have gaps. We have the football. All right? And we let these guys up front play aggressive. That way they can cut the football off. DB's got to play man-to-man in situations we feel like they can win. So then we bring a blitz. So in our blitz, now we got the two linebackers blitzing. Now this guy and this guy's tracking the ball. So in our defense, we tell guys you got to know when you become an outside linebacker. So if we blitz the two inside linebackers, now we don't have an inside linebacker. We just have outside linebackers. Our outside linebackers, their rule is to track the football. All right, so he has to track the football from his right side. He has to track it from his left side. When he loses this guy in coverage, this guy's the only guy tracking the football now. There's no running back, so now he's tracking the quarterback. These guys are blitzing. Now our D-line don't have to be his right. Quarterback spin out. Either this guy go get the sack or he falls into the sack. Because he's just tracking the back, which we count the quarterback as a back. So when we do this, we say two-way, where we basically we got 2 on 2, a quarterback and a running back. So if the running back goes this way, he'll take the running back and now he'll track the quarterback. So after they rush, he's gonna step on the quarterback's toes, he moves out the pocket, he's gonna go get him. All right, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to teach our guys to play instinctive football. All right, I want to be able to get a guy and not put restrictions on how he plays, but just let him play instinctively. But let it be some organized chaos. All right. So again, tracking the football. We got good coverage. So again, when we get man coverage, this guy's playing man here. So again, these two guys got these two guys. So it allows us to play fast. When this guy gets better, he'll learn to go get the quarterback too, because we got everybody accounted for. All right, so running the blitz, this is corner in the situation. We teach our safety to read the quarterback because he's a free player, so we go give him extra help on the RPO game. But the corner's got to earn his scholarship and do his job. Safety's playing flat. If the quarterback don't get depth, the safety don't get depth. All right, because we know the ball is coming out quick. If he wants to throw the ball deep from this alignment, then we should be in his face because we're blitzing him. And now we get two guys to help on the RPO game. If the quarterback pulls it and his eyes go here, the safety will be triggering here. All right, so our free player on the back end is helping. We're trying to create numbers to where we have an advantage. So because of this split, this corner is going to play outside leverage, and he's trying to squeeze the ball to the post safety, and then he knows on a vertical release, he's got to play that by himself. All right, that's where he's got to win his one-on-one. All right. All right, so here we go. Linebacker's tracking the football. So we beat a block right here. He steps out. Now, he fit it wrong. He should have spilled because this guy's giving him a call to tell him to spill it. But we play this guy deeper because we telling this guy to fix him. So if he fits outside, he should fall inside and just fix the fit. So what we're doing, guys, when you restrict guys to say, you have to fit here, you have to fit here, if one person fits wrong, everything falls apart. Well, when the offense has a great player, in my mind, it takes more than one player to account for that guy, or if that's a great offensive lineman. So when we let our guys play a little bit more aggressive and just fit it naturally, and then we teach guys to fix each other like a kickoff team, it allows your guys to play a little bit more aggressive, and it allows them to understand, they got to understand conceptually what's happening. This is a gap scheme, so they know that they blocking back, and then this guy is going to be taught to work more lateral, but he's got to fix the fit. And this got to be instinctive to the football because he's a linebacker. This is a safety, and he's just fixing the fit, and he's going to fit wherever the ball takes him. All right? and then the D-line is just doing their part, trying to beat blocks. So you see he beat the block, and then he's trying to bend back, took back to it, so they're closing space. All right, so it's really, if you want to think about it like this, organized chaos. All right, let me get to another personnel package. All right, 4-3. So 4-3 is 4 D linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. All right, so I don't have a lot of film here yet with this because we haven't installed this yet, but we will at some point. So this is from Tarleton. So we playing the same calls, we're just playing cover 2 right here. All right, we teach our corners to knife fit everything, but when it's a nasty split, he's gonna fit it outside. This is gonna be what we call a level 2 run, so he's gonna shuffle and he's gonna fit the edge. So we got a tamper dropper to protect the RPO, all right, and these 2 guys are track the football players, and then he's our crack replace guy. If it gets out, he comes and fits it. So the ball is on what, the 42? He's 15 yards deep, and he's making contact at the 43, 44. All right, because we let guys beat blocks, we spill the ball out, we're not having our safeties just backpedal into the abyss. They're playing active football. So we don't believe in like just wasting guys to be like back in the zone. They're reading, and if these guys all block, so we teach this guy, you see how he's ready to backpedal, but he see this guy blocking, he don't have nothing threatening him, so he's gonna flatten his feet out, and he's gonna add to the run fit. This guy has to stay back because this guy's releasing. So all we're doing is we're just playing a crack replace type defense, and we're trying to move our force fitters further out, but we're trying to slow the ball up. So we can watch it from the end zone. Again, these guys up front just trying to beat blocks. So try to beat the block, get off the block, and then when you get down the middle and you crushing these gaps, running backs are going to always run the space. So we can close gaps or get in gaps, then they're not going to run into those gaps. And once we force the ball off, now it just becomes a pursuit drill. All right, so now we can get back to old football where, hey guys, run to the football. All right, because we got to get the ball off track, so we're taking away the one-on-one football and trying to make it a pursuit thing now. All right, so now, again, this is a light box. So we got a light box because he's a tamper dropper. We call that a middle run through, and these 2 guys are tracking the back. So you see how he went inside the O-lineman? Fitting to the ball. I'm not fitting the gap. I'm going to the football. All right? And we just teaching these guys to understand the scheme. So we would tell them this is a zone scheme. So in the zone scheme, we tell them the linebackers that they got to flow with the ball, and then they got to track the ball, because he knows that when this guy hits this guy, he can take that gap. But if he doesn't take that gap, now we understand that this ball is not getting outside, so he's deep enough where he can fall in and he can fit to the ball. These guys are crushing the gaps from that side. This guy's free. He needs to stay square. We fitting this with a light box. All right? So one thing that I learned through my endeavors of learning football is whoever can win the 5-on-6 matchup has an advantage. If we can play one high defense and cover your receivers, it's a long day for your passing game. If we can stop your run with a light box, it's a long day for your run game. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out where's our advantage, and we're going to take advantage of that. So when we play 4-3 football, this is the same. We got the exact same calls that we got in our 3-4 defense. So when we're playing our cover 2, we read routes. So we're looking at the receivers while the quarterback is dropping, and we're finding the routes. And we're trying to stick to them so we can, again, get multiple guys to the ball. We don't just drop the zones, we drop the people. And then, all right, let me go to the next one. All right, so again, we play cover 2. So again, we're trying to find the routes, and get in windows, and then we're trying to make the quarterback throw a bad pass. So we got like a lot of little rules that we teach our corners and our safeties how to deal with the different route concepts. But we're literally looking to the routes. We're not dropping 8 to 10 yards. We're dropping to the guys. And we let our D-line just turn it loose and play. So we're just trying to beat blocks, and then we're trying to get the quarterback off track. So now we're playing a one high defense. So again, you see how they're playing man. He's trying to step on the quarterback toes. He's hugging the running back. We letting the guys go. And we just trying to pressure the quarterback because we trying to get the ball out quick. And then again, DBs, they got to earn their scholarships. All right, 4-2-5. That's when we're playing with 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. So we have a 4-2-5 and we have a 2-4-5 defense. All right, 4-2-5 is we got 4 big D linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 DBs. All right. So again, RPO game. We trying to crush your grabs. We trying to fit it with less guys. This is actually a blitz right here. And then get the ball out and tackle it. So if you look at it from the end zone angle, just the run fits part of it. All right. This guy is supposed to spill this. All right, but he doesn't spill it. But this guy's tracking, so he's standing behind the ball so he can slip underneath this and he can fix his gap for him. So we can still play the run. All right, so as long as they're working on the string, we can always vice the football. All right, but it allow guys to play fast. And then we telling this guy that he should go straight to the quarterback. So if they was running, if they was doing this right, that guy would be going. He would be going to the quarterback, or he would be going to the quarterback. He would be going to the dive, and he's got the dive. All right. So we try to make the quarterback make a decision quick, and we playing the zone behind this. So with our blitzes, we can play like 5 or 6 different coverages. All right. We can our defense is built just like an offense, where we can tag coverages. And it only changes the assignment for one guy. All right, but everybody else is doing the same thing. All right, we got an outside run here. All right, so corner beating the block. Safety's not getting no depth because there's nobody threatening them vertical. All right, again, we're a beat the block team. So that's what we're always trying to do. We're trying to beat blocks. All right, this is a good job. Again, we got a light box. But we still got the run contained, and then we got numbers because we go gain numbers from depth, but we trying to beat blocks and play aggressive. All right, so now we got a one high defense. So again, we tell them to come in to beat blocks. Let's look at it from the end zone angle. So right here, this linebacker, he can step to space right here. All right, so when I step to space, and I see this running back cut out, I can bounce out with him, but the D lineman's in that gap too, so he should fall out. Look at this fit right here. This guy should spill the ball. He spills it, and then the safety's right there. But if he didn't spill it, if he boxed it, the safety will fall in and fit the gap for him. So we just fixing the fits. All right, so all these guys just got to understand how it all fits together. Gap scheme, man scheme, zone scheme. All right. All right, playing cover 2. So we good in the run game with our light box. All right, playing man. So again, we let D linemen beat blocks so they can be aggressive. We trying to get the quarterback to hurry. All right, this guy, so when he's dropping back, he takes a look at the routes. He's here to put out fires. So he's going to help this guy. Again, we got the ball a little bit thrown behind. But even if he catches that, he's going to help tackle that. So we're trying to get multiple guys to the ball. All right, that's a great play by him. All right. All right, we run with all motions, whether we're playing man or zone. So this is a zone, but we run with motions. All right. Our guys understand how to switch their drops based off of how we're aligned, because we get them to conceptually understand cover 2, conceptually understand quarter, half. All right, you just got to know the spot you in. Just like if you was an offense and you call a route concept in 3x1 or 2x2, it's the same concept. We teach our defense the exact same way. I got that from offensive guys. All right, so we built our defense the same way. So we run with all motions and we still play zone. All right. Letting our D-line play aggressive. Got a guy through. There we go. That's what we want. All right. And you see how they're looking at the routes? We matching the routes. All right. And we trying to get in the passing lanes. So I tell our guys, when we play zone, we're not trying to play. We're not trying to match up on coverage. We're trying to pick the ball off and get big hits. That's what we're trying to do. When we play man, now we're trying to take everything away from him. We're trying to hurry this guy up, and we hoping we're trying to get in passing lanes. All right, so what I'm telling them is he's going to complete a couple passes. We just got to make sure it's not deep passes. But these underneath passes, we want to play that game with you in the zone. All right? An NFL guy told me that an interception was worth $2 million in the NFL. I said, oh, shoot. All right, we got to get some interceptions. All right, so then we got 2, 4, 5. So now we take our outside linebackers and play them as DNs, and now we start dropping these guys out. But we're running the same defense. So you see how we looking at guys, and we drop to them. We got a tip pass. We got an interception. All right? We literally look at the routes. While the quarterback is dropping, we're not looking at the quarterback. We're looking at the routes. Because we know, I tell our guys, the quarterback's never going to throw the ball until he finishes his drop. So this is so again, we're crushing the gaps. D linemen are beating blocks. You see the outside line. He's an outside linebacker now. Now he's folding in. All right. Let me try to get to 3-3-5. All right. So then we got 3-3-5. All right. We haven't installed this yet. So now we play 3-3-5. Playing the exact same defense. It's the exact same calls. All right. Just a different structure. All right. We're looking at the routes. Still playing cover 2. And now we let our D-line beat blocks. We'll still bring 5 or 6 people. We just got more speed on the field. And we just read the quarterback eyes. You see, getting an early break, get a good tackle. Try to bust through so y'all can see all these reps. So again, we try to get these guys to play fast, reading routes and driving. Now we can still get into our man defense. Again, DB got to be able to win. That's what he on scholarship for. I don't understand why people recruit corners and then they try to give them all this help. I'm like, what you put him on scholarship for? You ain't put him on scholarship because he was a great tackler. You got to cover people. That's your job. All right? Again, we fitting the ball with light numbers. We're beating blocks. Beat blocks. Make the tackle. We letting these guys play free. Linebackers tracking the football. You got to win one-on-ones, dog. That's your job. All right? So the mentality of our defense, I'll start right there because I only got a minute left. The mentality of our defense is to let 11 guys play aggressive. We get in different personnel packages based off of what our challenge of the week is. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to present problems for the offense with our personnel. We're trying to put big guys on little guys and fast guys on slow guys. And then we're trying to let guys get after the quarterback as fast as they can. All right, so that's kind of our mentality. So you got to be able to teach guys to play understand football from a conceptual standpoint and not just understand a position, but it's got to become like basketball, where you teaching them, and all these guys play the video game, so all of them, they know what cover 2 is, they know what quarters is, they know what quarter half is. And this allows us to bring guys in, and we don't have to like change their instincts, and we can just kind of plug them in and teach them to conceptually understand football and just let them play fast. All right? If you guys got any questions or y'all want to talk more or y'all want any